Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. We got another viewer trying to decide what camera to buy. He's got a trip coming up. This is Gary Stango. Hope I'm saying that right, Gary. Matt, hope this message reaches you soon. I have a trip to Ireland coming up in 8 days, and I need to make a decision on if I'm going to buy or wait on this whole process. I know you get quite a few which camera should I buy questions, but I think right now is a very unique time with the Canon 80D, now realistically up against the Nikon D7500. I've been looking at the Canon 80D mostly for its autofocus, as I do intend to take video, but the Nikon D7500 was just released last month. The 4K option plus the speed of the camera, brackets, most of my stills will be wildlife. I'm a hunter and a nature watcher the rest of the year when it isn't hunting season, and some animals like ducks can fly 50 miles per hour. Make it a very appealing option. It is, however, quite a bit more expensive since it is new. Additionally, we may have the Canon 90D or whatever it will be called around the corner. I recently sold my entry-level Rebel to a friend with all accessories, so I'm not locked into either infrastructure. Do I wait for the 90D? Do I bite the bullet and get the D7500? Do I save a few bucks and get the 80D now? And another factor is that the EOS 80D plus the 18-135 USM is available refurb directly from Canon for $10.99. That's crazy cheap for that combo. What lens is even comparable to the versatility of that Canon on the Nikon side for remotely close to that price point? 4K would be nice, but isn't a deal breaker. Thank you, Gary. Thanks for your question, Gary. First of all, while it just popped into my head, well, the 18-140 is pretty much equivalent. It's a little bit longer than the Canon, and very nice lens from Nikon. So there's your answer on the lens front. And I think they are pairing that as a kit with the 7500, as well as, say, the 7200 if you're interested in that. So 7500 versus 80D. Realistically, the 80D should have had 4K, and that's why I didn't end up buying it, because I really like the camera. But if you're looking at it mostly for photography, then the 7500 or even the 7200 are a better camera. Better performing sensors, faster autofocus systems, just better all-around cameras, especially the 7500 that you're talking about. It does have 4K, and it has some really nice features in it, and it has the D500s, basically, it's got a D500 sensor in it, and it's very, very good performing. It'll kill the 80D for high ISO and metrics and whatnot on that. So the fact that you're into wildlife and whatnot, I think that really drops the ball into the 7500's court, plus you get the 4K. Is it more expensive right now? Sure it is. It's a better camera too, by a fair bit. If you think you want to wait for the 90D, the problem there is that we don't know for sure. I'm hoping Canon starts seeing the light and they put 4K into the 90D. But they just dropped the ball on the 6D Mark II with that. They didn't put 4K in it. And we don't know. We have had no official indication on when the 90D might be announced. I'm hoping that they do indeed put 4K in it, but Canon has been really stubborn with this. They really want to drive people into their high-end video cameras, even though they're the ones that taught us with the 5D Mark III that, hey, hybrid cameras are the way you should do video. And people loved that camera, and they kind of screwed us with the 5D Mark IV and the 6D Mark II. They haven't even given us 4K. So what are we going to do? I'm hesitant to say wait for a 90D that'll have 4K because you may be disappointed and then have waited all that time. I would either do, if you're happy with the 80D for now and you like the bargain price you can get there, go ahead and get that so you've got a camera to shoot with. Or go for the 7500. It's going to be a better sports camera for you, and it's got 4K. Or the option is the 7200, which doesn't have 4K video, but again is a better sports camera. It's got a better autofocus system, and it's a better performing sensor for the wildlife and whatnot that you're shooting. So that's the way I would look at it. What do you guys think? Which way would you go? Would you go 7500? Would you look at the 7200? Would you go ahead and get the 80 with the prices it's at right now? Or would you wait for the 90, even though we don't know for sure what the heck the 90 is going to be? Thanks for your question, Gary. It leaves a lot of things to think about, and I understand why it's hard to think this through. But always remember, it's better to have a camera right now and be shooting, liquidate it for whatever loss you're going to take if you want to get something later that's different. Not such a big deal. Doesn't sound like you're on a huge budget. Trip to Ireland's not going to be cheap. Anyways, enjoy your trip to Ireland. Thanks for your question. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Leave it in the comments below. Let us know which way you go and why. And thanks for tuning in, folks. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.